What's up, guys? Today I'm going to go over a topic that's kind of close to a lot of us, especially, people that have been watching my channel for a little while, either my Twitch or my YouTube. Um, and that's going to be why archeage died. I actually got this as a request from a couple of my viewers. Now, let me say, those who don't really know who I am, or those who are just, checking my channel out for the first time or whatever. When it came to archeage, I played for a year and a half, and I led Harana's rearguard. We were a really large, really strong guild for a long time. We're still around, Royal Guard Gaming's still around, we're playing Black Desert, we're playing other games like that. But, our game where we found who we were was archeage. We came from, League of Legends is a small, 6-man community and grew to a couple hundred, player community. So archeage means a lot to me. It's a game that I spent endless amounts of hours, have endless amounts of laughs and fun times, and created friendships and bonds that I'll remember forever. That's why it's kind of hard to do this video, but it's sad, but archeage, it's dead. And I tried to stick with it, I really did, but, it died out after time, and it happens. The main reasons for that, though, is, number one, anybody who played since Alpha knows about the whole Trine issues. We all played in Alpha, Beta, Head Start, and all that. We got our level 55 and the library was already out. But on launch day, when we all played archeage and we were all expecting to, get into the game, we, to our surprise, we didn't realize that they didn't release Aurora, they didn't have the library, they didn't have all the content that we got to play in, Alpha and Beta. And, that's something that's kind of was fucked up. They took away all of our content. And then, when they announced that they were going to release that content, Aurora was a big deal because we were all supposed to go claim our castles. They announced that they were going to, allow everybody to go rush and try to claim the castles. So a lot of guilds grouped up and made plans on working together to try to get everybody castles. And once Aurora launch came, they actually decided, hey, we're gonna release it, a week earlier, not give any announcement, just surprise. You guys all planned for next week to have, your day off of work, whatever you're gonna do, get everything ready. Well, hey, surprise is today, last minute notice. And a lot of guilds turned on each other to try to go for those castles. A lot of people, fucked each other over, and that caused a lot of drama within the entire archeage community, even to the point where a lot of guilds ended up disbanding and leaving the game just because of that. And again, once everybody started hitting level cap, they realized that we didn't get 55, we didn't get the library like we were planned and or promised back in Alpha. Try and also, for those founders, the Head Start players, if you paid $100 for your pack, you were promised to get a discount on your credits. And they didn't hold true to that. Instead, when people confronted them about it, they just took it off their website and said they don't know what everybody's talking about, even though there's screenshots and a lot of other, videos and, evidence out there that try and did say that, but they just revoked that, after the game launched, just to try to get people to order their packs. And, another thing was just bugs. I mean, every major update of archeage always had some sort of issue. The game crashed, it broke it, something always happened every time, we had a major update. And it got kind of old, people got tired of it. People got tired of the bullshit, and they started flocking away from the game. Which kind of brings us into like our second main point, is just the community. After a lot of the good players left, all that was left was a bunch of toxic trolls, and you can play with who you want to play, I guess. Everybody's allowed to play the game, but when all the good players leave and you have a bunch of toxic people, you have bots, you have spammers, you have people that are sitting there talking shit all day, all they do is just talk shit. They don't even play the game, they just go on there to talk shit to people. The game gets kind of old, gets kind of stale. The community becomes very toxic, and that's all year round all day. It just ruins the fun, because then people just do nothing but troll a day. And it leaves, you know, the very few good players thinking, like, why do we continue to play this game when we're putting 110% into it and we don't get any content, don't get anything, you know, but we have to run around a road full of very toxic people that will, you know, give you death threats, people that say just horrible things, and, you know, it's not fair to anybody who plays the game. And something else too is, you know, Trine was really money hungry, you know. Something that drove away a lot of the good players is the fact that there was costumes in the game. And instead of just charging us like 20 bucks per costume, what they would do is they would do the RNG boxes, which anybody who's playing now or ever played archeage knows about those. They will give you boxes for $5 a box, well, about $2.50 to $5 depending on what box it was. And you open that box to get about 20 cents worth of stuff after you open a box. You have a chance of getting something that's worth like $5, $6 or something, like a 70% chance of getting something worth 2 cents. And then you have like a 1% chance of getting the costume. So by the time you get a costume, you've already spent, you know, $100, $200 when a lot of people would have just been fine paying $20 for the costume, the amount, whatever they would have had in the RNG boxes. Well, there's people that were just so unlucky that they spent like $700, $800 to try to get one costume and didn't get shit, you know. That's something that a lot of people didn't like and try and said it's just part of their system. They can't do anything about it. You know, and that also made the game kind of pay to win, because those people that were spending a lot of money, they got items they could sell. They could, you know, use those RNG boxes to make money off of them. Yes, it wasn't, you know, really good money, but it was a way to exploit the system. And, you know, just a lot of little things pretty much just added up together to, you know, make the game just kind of fall apart. You know, like I said, it was a big part of my, you know, gaming career, a big part of making me who I am today, making my community who we are today. You know, we spent a long time in archeage. There's a lot of memories in that game. You know, it had a lot of freedom, and, you know, it's sad to watch it go, but, you know, it's just, it had to happen, I guess, and hopefully maybe one day, you know, another company could pick it back up and relaunch it. You know, it's still a good game, but at this point, with other games like Black Desert coming out, with Blade and Soul out, you know, archeage isn't going to be around for too much longer, and that's sad. And, you know, it shouldn't have died, but with little mistakes, little things, you know, if you ignore your community long enough, you mistreat them, you pretty much go for nothing but greed and try to make money, you know, your community is just going to turn on you. They're going to leave you and abandon you, and that's the big mistake that Try made. I remember around Christmas time last year, they put out a letter realizing that, you know, hey, we messed up, and, you know, we need to fix our problems, but at that point it was too little too late. A lot of the good players, the hardcore fans that would have done anything to watch the game grow and succeed, they all left, and, you know, all that stayed was the toxic players that are just destined on ruining the game. And, you know, like I said, archeage meant a lot to me, it meant a lot to a lot of players, but we gotta move on, and hopefully, you know, hopefully Tribe can learn from it with any other future games. They can learn and say, hey, maybe we should go for producing quality content instead of just trying to make money. You know, there's games like Blade and Soul, even though it's a really PvE game, you know, it's still only cosmetic items. Black Desert, you know, it's a PvP MMORPG with action combat. It's a really good game. It's buy to play. There's no subscription model. And the thing is about that is, yes, like archeage had a $14 a month, you know, $14 a month to play, to have your benefits, and without those benefits you're gonna do anything. But the games that are like free to play with only, or buy to play, the thing is you get the game and it's free forever. The only thing you have to ever pay for after that point are just gonna be cosmetic items. They're gonna be costumes or, you know, little things like that. They don't offer anything that's gonna be pay to win. And that's a big, you know, key factor that changed the changed archeage is the fact that people were paying $14 a month, paying $100 every time an RNG box came out, dumping money on credits to try to get regrade charms, and you know, it got old. And another big thing too is, you know, bring up the regrade charms. Like, I played for a year and a half. I had some of the best gear several times, but I've broken some of the best gear. You know, I've had Delphinite gear that I got to Divine and try to go, you know, Legendary, and I broke it. And no one wants to spend several months getting their gear up and then having it destroyed. And yes, you know, I was a really big guild leader. You know, I did have my guild helping me get all of our gear up. But at the same time, you know, there's players that weren't in my position that didn't have a guild that could say, here, you know, let's help you get your gear up, but you need to be stronger. You know, those players that sat there like a job every single day grinding to lose their shit, that's kind of just, I feel bad for them. But, yeah, anybody who's watching this, anybody maybe, you know, a year or two from now once archeage is actually gone, maybe you're watching it a day after I post this, and you know, we can all just sit back and remember, you know, archeage. You know, it was a good game. We gotta remember, you know, it's been out for a little while, and we can't hate it. We all had our good times in it. We all had our bad times. And people who try to hate on a game, it's pointless. The thing we gotta remember is, archeage, no matter how long you played it, as long as you were a long-term player, it changed you in some sort of way. It brought you entertainment value. Archeage created who I am today. It created Dannythenyan. You know, I went by Daniel JD104 before I played archeage. But it created who I am as a gamer now. I'm Dannythenyan. I lead the Royal Guard. It made who I am. And without it, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, I wouldn't have my subscribers on my YouTube. I wouldn't have my Twitch followers. And even though I'm not no big PewDiePie or anything like that, I appreciate each and every one of you that sit here and watch all my videos. That, you know, watch my stream every time I stream. And, you know, as I owe that all to archeage. So, maybe a few years from now, we can all look back and say, hey, you know, it was a good company, it was a good game, but little things from the company messed it up. And going forward, you know, we shall, you know, play other games. Hopefully in the future games won't disappoint us. Black Desert's looking very promising, and anybody who's watching this from the Royal Guard that wants to come play with me again, I'm in Black Desert. You know, we tried the Blade and Soul, but we decided the Black Desert's where our heart lies. And the Royal Guard lives on in Black Desert, so whether you're my friend, you're my enemy, I'll see you on the battleground. And, you know, I appreciate everybody who's watching this. Until next time, you guys take care.